Hey guys, it's SJ. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am doing a bonus baby name video. Normally I do a baby name video on my channel every single Monday, and I realised I've been doing it for nearly a year, so lots of you have been following along. I've probably had your babies now. Do let me know your babies' names in the comments below, and I always ask for your requests. And one of you guys requested Scottish baby names. It's actually been the most requested and the most liked request on the whole baby name series. So I wanted to do my top 5 for boys and for girls, but I didn't want to do it alone. I have teamed up, and I'm so excited to have teamed up with one of my favourite vloggers, Mrs Meldrum. If you are following me because you're pregnant and you're quite new to YouTube and you're looking for a mum vlogger to follow other than me, we'll just add, then Rebecca is one of the absolute top mummy vloggers in the UK. She lives in Scotland with her husband and her 3 kids. She has 3 little girls, Sophia, Florence and Poppy. Poppy is just about to turn 1, so on her channel she has the first year of motherhood covered. But they also have a vlogging channel, the Meldrums, which I watch so often when I'm just looking for a laugh, looking for someone to pick me up. She's so unique on YouTube because she leaves in all the bits that other vloggers kind of cut out, and she's just got a really quirky personality that always cracks me up. So she's also doing Scottish baby names. She loves baby names as much as me, and she's really good at them. I have watched all her baby name videos, but I've also got a little bit of a baby name surprise for Mrs Meldrum, so watch at the end. You may notice I'm not in my usual location. I'm already in Sweden for the summer holidays. We're a half Swedish family, and yes, if you're interested in Swedish stuff, do stick around because the whole summer I will be here sharing Swedish culture with you. But let's get on to Scotland. So number 10 is a boy name that I may have made up. It was on a list, and that is the name Claymore. So it's not a traditional Scottish name. It is the name of a two-handed Scottish sword that some people are starting to use as a name. So it's quite a hipster name, isn't it? But it's got a really strong Scottish heritage with the sword. I really like it because Clay is quite a popular name, and Claymore's got a bit of that surname as first name cool. It's totally unranked, it's not being used, but it's got that really strong Scottish heritage to it. What do you think of the name Claymore? So number 9 is a beautiful Scottish girl name that I've really struggled to figure out how to pronounce, but apparently it is Ailey. Isn't that such a pretty name? The spelling of it is absolutely gorgeous. I wasn't sure if it was Ailey, Eiley. So people are even saying Eilish with the kind of SH sound at the end, but I think that's a different name. So hopefully I'm pronouncing it right by saying Ailey. Oh, let me know in the comments below. I'm not Scottish, but I just love the name. I love the look of it. It's so pretty. It is the Gaelic form of the name Helen from my research. So if you have a Helen in your family that you're looking to bring back into the family again, it's a beautiful modern way of doing it. It's quite popular. It ranks at number 994, and that's in the UK overall, and the meaning is beautiful. It means radiant or the sun. So what more perfect name could you give a baby, especially at this time of year if we're having a summer baby. But overall, all of our little baby girls are so radiant to us, and I think that's a beautiful, beautiful meaning. And number 8 is a boy's name that ranks at number 442, and you would definitely have heard it, and it is the Scottish name Hamish. This is as Scottish as it gets, isn't it? We've all heard of the name Hamish, and I absolutely love it. It is such a character name. It is so quirky, but it's gentle and sweet. I didn't realise it's the Scottish form of the name James, which makes it even more cool. So again, like I was just saying, if you have got a James in your family and you want to link the names, Hamish is a great one. It is so Scottish. You will forever be getting asked if you are Scottish, if you've got Scottish roots, but if you don't, I would still go for it because I absolutely love it. It's also a literary name, kind of. Hamish Macbeth is a very famous dog. I did have to resist putting Macbeth on this name list, by the way. I do go a bit quirky. So a lot of people do think of it as a dog's name. What do you think? That doesn't bother me. I remember Oscar was always seen as a dog's name, Rex, and all those names. Once you've got a baby and that's their name, it just is their name from then on. John Hamish Watson is Sherlock's sidekick. I didn't know he was John Hamish. We all know him as Watson mainly, but if you're a Sherlock fan, that's quite a cool thing to know as well. I absolutely love the name Hamish. What do you think of it? And number 7 is a beautiful name that I absolutely love, and I asked actually on my community here. If you do follow me, you'll have my community tab, and I'm going to ask you for baby name ideas, and Lucy had this on her list as well, and it's the name Bonnie. I love the name Bonnie. I've got such a crush on this name at the moment, and while it's not traditionally a Scottish name, Bonnie is Scottish for pretty or beautiful, which is so nice, isn't it? Especially when there's things like Belle is so popular. I mean the same, and it's French, and names like, I was thinking like Connie are getting more popular now, Evie, anything ending IE, that kind of sound, Lottie. Bonnie is a really on-trend sound, and I just think it is so lovely. So Bonnie originally came from Latin bonus, which means good. I didn't know that was a Latin word, because we obviously still use bonus a lot, so if it's a bonus baby. Which means when you weren't expecting. That's also a funny thing to know. Of course, you do think of Bonnie and Clyde, who are the American kind of criminals on the run during the Great Depression, robbing and killing people. So she's got a bit of a bad girl reputation as well, which isn't too bad. I think it's historical, isn't it? And also Bonnie Blue Butler, who was Scarlett O'Hara's daughter in Gone with the Wind, which is such a cool name, Bonnie Blue Butler. Bit of a tongue twizzler. But yeah, I really love the name Bonnie, and I know a Bonnie, and it's really, I know a few Bonnies who are older, and it doesn't seem odd. If it seems like you're like, oh, it does only suit a baby. It really doesn't. It does last well. What do you think of the name Bonnie? At number 6 is a boy name that ranks at number 974 in the UK, and it's very Scottish, and it's the name Angus. I absolutely love the name Angus. I've got a real crush on Gus as a nickname, like a one-syllable, really cool name. I really don't think you have to be Scottish to be an Angus, but obviously it really helps because it's so well known as a Scottish name, but it's just a cool, hipster, trendy name. Its meaning means like one choice, which I think is really lovely as well. It's quite a strong masculine meaning to it. There was also a god called Angus, or an old form of Angus, who was the god of love, youth, and poetic inspiration, I read. So he was a bit of a brother of like kind of Cupid, who was just love, but he was often depicted with singing birds flying around his head, which I think is really, really nice. So it's got a kind of a nice, pretty kind of meaning to it as well. So what do you think of Angus? And number 5 is a girl's name that popped up on a forum I was reading about Scottish names, but I can't find it anywhere else, but I wanted to share it because I think it's really pretty, and that's the girl named Finea. Isn't that pretty? Maybe because I have a little boy called Finn, and Finley is popular even for a girl, and Finea is just really, really pretty, and it means wood of the ford, so it's a nature name. I just think it's really gorgeous. Do you know of Finea? Literally, it was on a forum or a couple of like message boards as a Scottish name, but I couldn't find out much more about it. It's totally unranked. I think it's really, really pretty. What do you think of it? And number 4, this is a bit of a made-up name again, but it is the name Ogilvy. So Ogilvy is a place name in Scotland. It's a place within a place of Angus, if that makes sense. Angus is a place, Ogilvy is a place within that, and Ogilvy together means high place. I just really like the sound of Ogilvy. There's an ad agency called Ogilvy in London. I used to work in advertising, so that's probably why I'm familiar with it. I think it sounds really New Yorky, really kind of like bookish cool as a kind of surname first name with a strong V in it. But it's really nice to know it's this old Scottish clan who used to fight a lot for Scottish independence. They had a really cool war cry. What was it? Their war cry was "to the end," which I still think is, even though it's a war cry and it's a little bit kind of combative, it's, you know, it's quite cool. He could have a little poster on his room saying "to the end." I think that that's quite nice. To me, it always makes me think of "I will love you to the end." But yeah, Ogilvy is a Scottish clan that you could choose as a first name or middle name for a little boy. What do you reckon? And number 3 is a name I'd never heard, and I loved it. It came up on quite a lot of forums about Scottish baby names, and that is Ishbel. Isn't that so nice? With Isabel being so popular, Ishbel is really lovely. I love the SH sound in it. It's really, really gentle, and it means oath of God. And number 2 is a really popular Scottish boy name that ranks at number 398, and that's the name Lachlan. So Lachlan is lovely. It's sometimes pronounced Lachlan in the US, but it's a traditional Scottish name, Loch being very famous, like Loch Lomond, meaning lake. So it's got a really lovely connection to water, which I think is really nice. And it's also got a connection back to the Vikings in Norway. Obviously I'm in Sweden, not in Norway, but yeah, it kind of dates back to an old Scottish word for Norway as well. So if you've got kind of a bit of Scandi heritage, it's a cool one. This is one of the most popular names in Australia. So if you're Australian, you might be like, oh, I hear this all the time, but it's not really hugely popular here. Let me just check the stats. It's at number 398, which I said, so it's quite high and it's really on the rise. People really like the nickname Lockie. And at number 1 is a girl's name that is ranked at number 2,367, so hardly at all, and that is the name Merida. It is a beautiful Scottish name, and it means pearl, which I think is absolutely lovely. The reason I popped this on there is because a few of you mentioned the name Merida from the movie, Disney movie Brave, who is the Scottish princess with the big red curly hair, and apparently that name was a made up version, like a sort of Americanized version of Merida. So yeah, it first appeared in that movie. It wasn't a name before that, so if you're looking for a Disney name you could go with that pronunciation of it. But I absolutely love Merida. I think it is so pretty, isn't it, and unusual. I think you'd always get a real strong compliment on it, and the meaning is beautiful as well. Those are my top 10 Scottish baby names, 5 for boys and 5 for girls. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do like baby names, as I said, there's a new video about baby names on my channel every Monday. There's lots and lots. I will link the whole playlist below. Thank you so much for Mrs Meldrum for collaborating with me. Don't forget to go over to her channel and watch her top 10 Scottish baby names. Subscribe while you are there, watch her baby name videos, and then stick around for everything else that she does. So her children's names are Sophia, Florence and Poppy. So I thought I'd have some fun and look at the girls' names and see if they link together somehow. It's the sort of thing that I like to do in my spare time. I thought Sophia and Florrie might like it. So Sophia actually means pure, which is an absolutely beautiful name meaning. And the flower, all flowers have a kind of symbol, and the flower symbol for pure is the lily, which is a beautiful flower. And did you know that the national flower of Florence is actually a lily? So it's a really lovely way of tying the two girls' names together. And Florence is an absolutely beautiful name, which means to blossom or to bloom, and obviously this place Florence has got a place name as well. But Florence often goes by the nickname Florrie, which is so cute, and Florrie is linked to the Latin Floris or Flora, who is the Roman goddess of spring. So yes, you are linked to a Roman goddess, which is lovely to know. And obviously in the spring and in the summer, that's when the poppies come out and we fill up the poppy meadows. Poppy seeds actually are known to help make people drowsy. So if you're ever watching The Wizard of Oz, you can see the field of poppies and Dorothy and her friends start to get really drowsy. That's because that's something that poppy seeds actually do. And we always think of poppies, which actually a real symbol of remembrance as well. And you see those full meadows of poppies, which really become to symbolise remembrance. And the name Lee actually means meadow or field. So you've got a poppy field going on. The name Rebecca means to join or to tie together. So obviously Rebecca is there to join all of those things together. And I thought you might find that a little interesting, a cute little way of linking the girls' names together. Thanks so much everybody for watching. And don't forget to go check out Rebecca's channel, hit subscribe to stick around here for weekly baby name videos and other stuff throughout the week, including our summer here in Sweden. And I will see you all on Monday for more baby names. Bye!